We welcome you to Cary, North Carolina, WakeMed Soccer Park Salem Stadium, as tonight we bring you USL League One action. It's North Carolina FC taking on Central Valley Fuego FC. It's a makeup game with just 4 games remaining for the home team, North Carolina FC. Expect to see Pekka in the starting lineup tonight. And this game, as you look in the standings, it's hard to believe North Carolina FC still mathematically has a chance to make the playoffs. So John Bradford's message is, until they tell us we're out, we're going to play for 4 consecutive wins. And good evening, everyone. Alongside my main man, Andrew Tate, I'm Dean Linke, and why not win all 4 and see what happens?
Yeah, and they're back on home soil, which is where they feel most comfortable. They've had much better success here, and they've got a score to settle against the Fuego today. We
always get excited when we see a new player. He's played on the road, but it's our first look at Nicholas Rincon playing the 10.
Yeah, he's an exciting player. We've seen him on the road in a couple of games during the season. But yeah, number 31 here, you see him. He's only 16 years old. He's part of the homestay program here, which not many players have gone through, but he's a player for Colombian nationality, played in New Jersey, but he's here. He's a part of North Carolina FC, and he's a player that the coaching staff here have a lot of belief in today as he starts the game.
Meanwhile, Andrew, for Central Valley Fuego FC, it's Nathan Smith that you have your eye on.
Yeah, he's a player I really, really like. 27-year-old right back. He'll be up and down that right flank today. He scored a crucial goal here in the 1-0 win for the Fuego earlier this season, and he's a player that will have his work cut out up against Olex Anderson, so that'll be a really good tussle to watch for tonight.
Yeah, in combination with Olex Anderson will be Garrett McLaughlin, who will also start up top for John Bradford. It's USL League One action. We'll have the lineups and the kickoff when we return for North Carolina FC and Central Valley Fuego FC.
Continental Tire has been a proud supporter of soccer for more than a decade. We've been there both on and off the field for some of the greatest celebrations. We've watched with you as the game and personalities have gotten bigger. We are proud to continue standing alongside you, supporting the game that gives us all so much. Together, we've shared thousands of incredible goals and celebrations. Here's to many more to come.
So, how do you like your urgent care? At WakeMed, we have urgent care just about everywhere. Urgent care that specializes in orthopedics and kids. My Care 365, open every day of the year. Even virtual urgent care. Yup, urgent care in your jammies on your tablet. So download the WakeMed All Access app and get urgent care that's caring, convenient, and just the way you like it.
Welcome back to WakeMed Soccer Park Salem Stadium, North Carolina FC, Central Valley Fuego FC. Let's take a look at the starting lineups in this game, and we'll start with the home team, North Carolina FC.
Yeah, Jordan Skelton will skipper the team once again, and there's just one change for North Carolina today, and that's a big one with 16-year-old Nicholas Rincon, number 31, in the number 10 spot, so look for him to have a big impact today. A player who sees things that others don't is what the coaching staff have told me, so he'll be looking to feed Anderson, McLaughlin and Arriaga as they attack.
That's the breakdown of John Bradford's team. Now we'll take a look at the starting lineup for Martin Vasquez's team, Central Valley Fuego FC.
And 4 changes for the visitors following the 1-1 draw in nearby Richmond. Sergio Chavez misses out in the back. He's suspended, so Sam Strong fills in for him. And then Hornsby, Ramos and Shenfield all drop to the bench, with Dai, Darbo and Vera coming in to strengthen the squad.
Bija remains one of the better players in the league as well, wearing number 20. There's Martin Vasquez, who actually had a dual international, Mexico and the U.S., ended up with the U.S. and was for the full national team, also coached in Major League Soccer. There's John Bradford, and again, he said, we're going to try to win all 4 of these. And, you know, of course, what else are you going to say? But I think they're going to go for it.
Yeah, and they've got no reason to, no pressures on them. No one's looking at them expecting anything. So, at home soil, they'll be looking to get a win here. They've lost in both games narrowly to Fuego this season. So, plenty of ammunition and fuel in that fire to get a result today.
Central Valley Fuego FC beat North Carolina FC 3-2 on June 25th, and then beat them again 1-0 here on August 13th. So you're right, a little bit of revenge here for North Carolina FC.
Yeah, and you remember, Dean, I mean, it was 3-2 up there, and it was really close. And I think talking to John Bradford today, that one hurt. There were some decisions and things that went against them. And then I remember here, Dean, it was a really frustrating day for North Carolina FC. Didn't get the goal, which that was the first time I think they've been held off the score sheet. And it was just a frustrating afternoon for them. So they'll be hoping that things go a little bit more smoothly today. And you see Fuego in the huddle there. They're looking to get a big result as they really try to get themselves in that playoff push.
All right, after all of that, we are underway here. A little later start than normal because of a cross-country event. So they let that finish out. And now we bring you this makeup game here. So perhaps some people were not aware that this game had been scheduled for this Wednesday night, so perhaps a little smaller crowd, but glad that you're with us here on the ESPN Plus platform for USL League One. Nelson Flores Blanco had been called into the El Salvador national team, so that's why you don't see him at left back. Max Flick, who is getting a ton of time of late at just about every position. He's played the midfield, he's played center back, and he's played on the left and right side.
Yeah, we've seen him come off the bench, haven't we, early in the season with some cameo mazy runs. He's just a real player that the fans here love and respect, and it's great to see him back now healthy, and after that early pre-season injuries, he's back fully fit and amongst the starting 11.
We've talked a lot about Nick Holliday, the 16-year-old goalkeeper, and the flag will go up as too quick there was Cheney. Cheney is a big, thick, solid forward there up top for Central Valley Fuego FC. He is a handful to try to mark.
Yeah, and that was an interesting decision there because Cheney was definitely offside, but I think Dye was the one that obviously ran onto the ball. Cheney left it, and I think he came from an onside position. So a little early decision goes North Carolina's way.
You know, you're exactly right, and that's what Cheney was trying to explain, exactly what you saw there. So here's Fernandez. He'll switch it on the far side. Good trap over there on the far side by Vera. Pulisic, who's pretty much had a solid run in goal for quite some time here after Nick Holliday had received a few starts back-to-back. Looking for McLaughlin. If you remember, McLaughlin got off to a racing start because that was back when, based on the form of the team and who they had, they were playing two up top. Today, it's McLaughlin kind of at that lone soldier with help from Anderson on the wing. There's Smith, highlighted by Andrew Tate. Pretty good ball in there. Nice tackle by Fernandez. Summersaw, and Summersaw is fouled, and I think he got stepped on.
He's feeling the effects now. Raheem Summersall's a big boy. Doesn't go down easily. He was just skipping through a couple of challenges there. I think a good foul for the Fuego there because it was just about to open up, and it was a good early look for North Carolina.
I hope he's okay. I was really looking forward to the Summersall-Pekka combination. I felt like they were going to be able to eliminate Central Valley Fuego FC in the middle of the park with those two and make Central Valley Fuego FC get wide. Let's take a look and see what happened here to Raheem Summersall.
Yeah, it was a great tackle from Gustavo Fernandez, and Summersall just wriggles away, and it looked like there Dye maybe just stepped on his Achilles there, the back of his heel. Painful one early on. John Bradford will hope he can run that off and get back in there amongst Pekka, because like you said, Dean, those two with Nicholas Rincon in front looks like a nice, well-balanced midfield that could throw up some challenges for this Fuego team.
Celebrating its 75th anniversary, Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of USL League One. Choose what you play with at www.selectsportamerica.com. Select, League's choice, player's choice. Trying to bomb it long to Olex Anderson. It'll be out of bounds, and it'll be Smith with the throw-in for Central Valley Fuego FC. So Raheem Somersault is back in there, and I like seeing him backtrack and then go forward. That's a good sign of how he's feeling. Another staple of North Carolina FC, particularly in that early run when it looked like North Carolina FC had the firepower to make the USL League One playoffs, was that high press, and McLaughlin was the leader of that high press. It's going to be hard for him today as the lone soldier doing the high press. Good switch by Central Valley Fuego FC. An absolutely gorgeous ball. A little give and go, and Gustavo Fernandez is there. Really nice ball there from Central Valley.
No, absolutely. And you'll see sometimes North Carolina can narrow off in that midfield, so when they can spray that ball from 80 yards from one flank to the other, that will stretch that midfield and ask questions of the back line. Here's that pressing that we're talking about there. Olex Anderson will provide some support to Garrett McLaughlin. He's a player that will get in amongst it when he can, but it was one moment, I think, in the game early in the season here, Dean, where Nathan Smith got down the flank, and it was Olex Anderson just switched off for a second and didn't track his runner, and that was the difference in the game. So it's great pressing in the other team's defensive third. You're attacking third, but you've got to do the work going the other way as well, and that'll be more of a priority for Coach John Bradford. Can they get a shutout today, and maybe the platform from which they hopefully secure that 3 points.
Falk will drop it back. To Mohamed Dabo. Now it'll come all the way back to the goalkeeper, Antman. Back in the middle again to Dabo. Touched over far side by Falk. Falk's got a pretty good resume as well.
Yeah, he's a very solid player, very consistent, I think. What he's getting from him week in and week out, and he's amongst the goals as well. He's up there this season with 6 goals, been a real contributor.
Central Valley in all white, North Carolina FC in their blue, white, and blue. Salem Stadium, WakeMed Soccer Park. This place has been around. It was built in the late 1990s, ready to roll in the second season of the WUSA, and has been the only home for North Carolina FC, formerly the Carolina Railhawks, the only home for, well, the original Carolina Courage played their first year at Fetzer Field, now known as Dorrance Field in Chapel Hill, and then played their final 2 years of WUSA right here. That first year at this stadium, they won the WUSA, and this has been the only home for the North Carolina Courage, which, like that WUSA version, has won a ton of trophies. But how good were they the other night? Dabinia might be the best player in the world right now, the way she's playing. Yeah,
she's a joy to watch, isn't she? Really in fine form. I think last year, as the team had a few struggles, she wasn't quite at her best, I felt, but this year, like, everything is clicking for her and for the team right now as well. The things are looking good, and hopefully for them, is it Friday, Dean, the decision day? Or I'm not quite sure. They've got a big game coming up, and
yeah, it's Friday.
Yeah, San Diego on the road, so hopefully for them, and
if they win, they're in, is the way I understand it.
It's got a good ring to it.
Yeah. Central Valley Fuego FC in there all white. Cheney down the middle and fouled, and that's going to be a yellow. Fernandez was nowhere near the ball, and it was an automatic yellow there, and it's going to create a dangerous free kick. Cheney really moves well as you break down this replay. Go ahead, Andrew.
Yeah, just Cerritos into Falcon. It was a great one-touch layoff for Cheney, who had the beating of the back four there. There was a real opening for him, and I think it's a clever foul from Fernandez. I think he'll take that yellow card all day, even though it's early in the game. We're not even into the 10th minute here. But yeah, one thing I noticed, Dean, just prepping for this game, was just the number of goals that Fuego scored from set pieces. And Falk's right foot has been something I think I've seen in the past, and Cheney hit the bar in the weekend against Richmond. So they've got a few set piece maestros in this team. But it looks like it might be the big man Cheney, and I wouldn't be one to argue with him. Won the foul, give him the honours. And poor Nicholas Rincon gets the job of the draft excluder.
Yep, the man that will lay down behind the 5-man wall for North Carolina FC. It definitely looks like Cheney. Bijev is also there, but it's Cheney that has been sizing this up from the get-go, and Cheney will send that into the stands.
Yeah, he's disappointed with himself there. And like I said, he hit one onto the bar against Richmond on Saturday, and it was from a really acute angle, but he had such whip and bend that it was amazing how he got it to come down. And that technique there just not quite executed the way he would have liked.
Central Valley Fuego FC very much alive as well for the playoff race, as they are sitting at number 8. We'll take a deeper look at the standings and bounce around USL League One at halftime, and we'll take a look at the USL playoffs presented by Hisense Race, as this one has dropped off. Sent back across. Good defense by North Carolina FC to just send it out of bounds. Safety first that time as Flick came all the way over, Andrew.
Yeah, it's a great covering header there from Flick, because Cheney's really feeling it. Some of these little touches in and around the box for Fuego are causing problems. And there was a man over on the weak side there, on that left-hand side for Fuego, and North Carolina managed to snuff out the danger. It was a brave header there.
We talked about the coaches already. Of course, Martin Vasquez, a celebrated player and a celebrated coach at high level, including on the bench with the U.S. national team. But I have to tell you, the more I'm around this team, and yes, it's going to be close to impossible to make the playoffs, the more I become a fan of John Bradford and the game plan here. I mean, only 2 years in, it's going to take a little time. Not a massive budget as they work in the academy players, and you know, even when they lose, I like the way he handles his business. I really do.
Yeah, he carries himself with great class. He's always making time for anybody in the game. Still the academy director. You know, no airs or graces about him. But yeah, he's a real believer in the youth and the development and the pathway that they've got here. As you see today, Nicholas Rincon making his home debut here. And to put a 16-year-old in a position today at this beautiful stadium ahead of some of the players that are on the bench, it takes a lot of belief, and I think that translates to the players, that they know that he has confidence in them, and they'll give you a chance if you feel you earn it. And speaking today, he said, I'm not putting him in just for a token gesture. He said he's earned this opportunity, and we're expecting him to perform. So
great to have the wisdom and the passion of the club back in the booth. And Andrew Tate, who he and his wife, like a month ago, I guess, actually, their third child. I want to congratulate you and your wife, Andrew. Well done, sir.
Thank you very much.
Came a little early.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a big surprise, Dean. I thought you ordered babies. I don't know why I thought that, but I thought you could pick the day and everything.
Oh my! Picking a spot right there. That wasn't oh my. And you just talked about Flick with his cameos making impressive runs. That was done. That was struck really well.
Yeah, we haven't seen too many bombs from Max Flick, but this is a great turn and strike. That was of a well-skilled striker right there. Just the turn and the awareness and the confidence to hit it. Phenomenal play from Max Flick. 2 early good touches from him. The header in his own box, and then a bit of pizzazz on the edge of the other team's box.
John Bradford did remind us that before making the team on an impressive tryout that you did such a great job breaking down last year, he was a midfielder, and then was pretty much an everyday center back a year ago for North Carolina FC. They reinforced their center back position, but Max Flick has hung around and been very versatile for this club. Inside the 18, this is trouble. Cheney backhand, Pulisic with a big-time save. The flank stays down. A point-blank save for Pulisic on Dai. And here's Rincon. So Rincon kind of took a shot to the back there from Dabo. Rincon, to be fair, still with the body of a 16-year-old. He's going to grow into that, right? But right now he does not carry a ton of weight. I'm pretty sure my left leg weighs more than him.
Yeah, he's got long legs, hasn't he? Those high shorts as well. It's quite the sight to see. But from what I understand, Dean, and the coaches, what they love about him is just his awareness and ability to wriggle free. But there's the chance. It was Falk. I think a little bit of fortune for it to fall to Dai, but no fortune in the save from Pulisic. He stayed big, made it difficult, and keeps the scores at 0.
Excellent look at that. I want to thank Ian Lang on replay. This will go out of bounds.
But then just going back to Rincon, they said they love the way his ability to turn in tight spaces. So obviously with Darboe in close attention to him today, it's going to be something that we'll see. Can he get the better at the moment? We know 15 minutes in, we haven't seen him get too many touches, and possession for North Carolina at the moment very limited. It's the visitors right now that are in control and causing problems.
McLaughlin tried to close it down, but Dye getting there first. Here's Flick. Now McLaughlin to Anderson. Anderson. You cannot dive in on Anderson. McLaughlin is onside. McLaughlin now. McLaughlin staying with it and knocked out of bounds by Dabo. It'll be a corner kick. Corner kick, North Carolina FC.
And Dabo got that just right, and he had to. Once you go to ground in the penalty box, you've got a problem if you don't get the ball, but he got it spot on right here. McLaughlin just hesitates a little, draws the challenge, but Dabo sweeps up brilliantly. And it was interesting there because Fuego were trying to attack and Smith had committed forward, and Strong took too long to pick him out, and then there was space for Anderson and McLaughlin going the other way. So good early look at that battle down that left flank for North Carolina.
Arriaga taking the corner kick. Struck really well. Love the weight on that one. It'll be another corner kick. Boy, if Arriaga can serve him up like that, North Carolina FC might find one.
And I agree, Dean. I think I've been pretty critical of Luis Arriaga's deliveries, knowing how good his right foot is. For me, sometimes he gets a bit too much height on it, and it's a bit of a soft and a looper. But that one there was dipping in and asking a question. So, love to see more of that.
Yeah. Yeah, if he can hit him just like that, you got the potential for a punch out and a rebound. And here he goes again from the other side. This one again away from the goalkeeper. Nobody home that time, though, but I didn't really mind that one as well. As next time, get some blue jerseys there. Summersaw. Wait, how do you not play advantage there? That does not make any sense. I think the referee actually apologized. I think he actually admitted he made a mistake.
Yeah. Doesn't help you out. Doesn't make a difference, unfortunately, but we like the honesty from the referee. It was a good battle here, wasn't it? Dye and Summersall. It was interesting to see who's going to come out on top. Dye just out-muscles Raheem Summersall there and gets the free kick. But he'd have rather the referee played on.
Well, yeah, because there
was momentum, didn't he?
Yeah, I thought he had like 30 yards in front of him.
And that's the difficult role that the referee has, right? You don't call it and they give the ball away 5 minutes later. The coaches are on you, so you're always making a 50-50 decision and upsetting somebody. So
here's Lou Young. Solid, steady right back. Pretty much all season long. Now Fernandez has Flick on his left. As Andrew Tate already mentioned, Central Valley Fuego FC, a perfect 2-0 against North Carolina FC. Final matchup between these two teams, and Central Valley Fuego FC, as much as we talked about the fact that John Bradford has been told that if they win all 4, you never know, but Central Valley Fuego FC very much 3 points will make a massive difference as they try to close the door. Good job there by Strong. As you mentioned, he gets the start tonight. Sam Strong from Santa Barbara, California, listed at 6'3", 185. Pekka. McLaughlin will leave it and almost went out for a corner kick, sent out of bounds. It'll be a throw in far side for North Carolina FC. We're 19 minutes in, no score. North Carolina FC and Central Valley Fuego FC. Now Martin Vasquez is going to have his bench head down to warm up. Throw in McLaughlin, and Garrett McLaughlin will knock it out of bounds. Don't miss a minute of the action in 2022. Whether your club is on the road or at home, catch nearly every second of USL League One action on ESPN Plus, the home to the USL, MLS, La Liga, the Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com. I thought Olex Anderson was going to make one of his magical moves. Instead, it's going the other way. Dye will lose it. Pekka will step in. Dabo got there first, and Pekka right back. Olex Anderson on it now. McLaughlin's onside. Olex Anderson. And Olex now might be thinking about a corner. Let's see. Flick. Oh, good turn by Olex. Great turn, actually. Oh! McLaughlin near post. I don't know how Olex Anderson got out of that little mouse house right there, but he did.
Great play from Olex Anderson. What a battle that'll be. Nathan Smith and Olex. Great stuff.
Now it looks like the ref did play advantage, as I thought Pekka was fouled. That's a nice ball from Flick, looking for Arriaga. Lou Young. Both teams have put together some quality passing and some pretty good balls here. And then Olex Anderson, the magic that he just displayed over there when it looked like he was lost was brilliant.
Yeah, on Star Wars Night, Dean, we're seeing some real, I don't even know what the word would be, to be honest, but some real interesting moments. Max Flick's bomb and Pekka's overhead kick in the middle of the park.
I'm going to put you on the clock for coming up with some cheesy Star Wars saying, Andrew. Good luck with that.
Is it the Force? Something to do with the Force?
Arriaga. Here's Lou Young. Rincon. Little nifty back heel, spins off of it. Good speed. Oh, carry it yourself. Oh, and it's happened. Rincon. Beautiful. McLaughlin. Yes. 1-0 North Carolina FC. And let me hear you say, how about North Carolina FC?
And what a moment for that young man, Nicholas Rincon. A few weeks ago, he did something similar against Union Omaha, just flashy feet on the flank, getting to the end line. Here you see a great touch inside, and what he does here is just unbelievable. Puts it on a plate, and Garrett McLaughlin's exactly where you expect him to tuck it home. But what a bit of play from the young man here. You see a little left-right combination.
Oh my!
And then lays it on a plate. No chance for Antman, and what a moment for that young man. 1-0 North Carolina FC.
That was special. I mean, really, really special.
And I'm telling you, Dean, against Union Omaha, it wasn't a great day for North Carolina. I think they were down to 9 men at the time. But this young man on the end line, very similar to that, just found a little lane, weaved his magic, great feet, put it on a plate and scored and got a goal back for them. And there, just the composure, the creativity, and the execution, just absolutely wonderful.
14th goal of the season for Garrett McLaughlin, who has had himself a banger year. Got off to a red-hot start. Started to be a targeted man. Had some injuries as well.
Hey, the force is strong with that one, Dean.
There it is. You're already in. You're good.
I think that's it me for the done. I'm going home. I'll see you later.
You check the box, my man. Here's Flick. And by the way, if McLaughlin isn't there, I think Flick also had Antman beat. So Rincon put it in a perfect spot.
Yeah, I mean, the first touch, the little flick round the corner, right, into a teammate, gets it back. And you'd see so many people get too excited and make a mistake or fluff the lines, and the composure to do that was just absolutely way beyond his years.
Well, he, like, lifted it up on his foot and carried it a little bit, right? I mean, it was special.
Tight control in a very tight area, at pace. 16 years old.
And what about the reaction from his teammates? I mean, how much do they love this young man?
Yeah, on the bench, I was watching the bench celebrate as well. Everyone was up. There were lots of fist pumps and jumping around. But I mean, a really good response from North Carolina. First 10 minutes, I think we were looking at Fuego thinking, wow, they're up for this game. But it's been a good response from North Carolina. We had Garrett McLaughlin hit the post just a moment ago. We've forgotten about that one.
So Mark Calloway, the PA announcer, officially letting everybody know that Rincon, who also goes by Nico, sent in. Look, it looked like Somersault had his jersey pulled. Flick battles. And a push there from Skelton. It's always one good way to handle the fact that you know you got to get back. Just go ahead and get the guy right outside the other 18. And that's what Skelton did. Smith. Dye headed out of there by Skelton. Somersault. And off the head of Olex Anderson and Martin Vasquez. Not a bad touch for a throw into Smith. A tremendous technical ability shown by Nicolas Rincon, and because of that, it's North Carolina FC 1, Central Valley Fuego FC 0. I mean, it's so good. Wow. You feel like the Central Valley fans even would appreciate it.
And he's not had many touches, has he, Dean? I think I can probably count on one hand the number of touches he had. They were probably all on that sequence of play.
Yeah.
But just pure magic.
Here's Smith. This is good build-up. And then Flick. Dabo comes sliding in, and Arriaga is pushed from behind.
A score for a home team is a score for dinner. This lucky span in section 108 just won a $25 gift card to the Fresh Market, home of restaurant quality meat at incredible prices. Congratulations and enjoy your trip to the Fresh Market.
So Skelton's going to leave it for Will Pulisic. And we'll watch North Carolina FC move further up the field together, stay connected, stay compact. And Pulisic will, don't love that, hit that one too deep. Won by Somersault. And taken aback by Central Valley Fuego FC. Cheney's pushed from behind by Fernandez. Fernandez has a yellow, and oh yeah, you can see the referee saying, use your head, my man. I like the way this referee is talking to these. He's treating them with respect, I think.
Yeah. Oh.
Ooh, almost a turnover. That was definitely a oop by Arriaga.
Yeah.
So one back, looking for Cheney. Oh, and Cheney gets there. Still wins it. Cheney, giant with soft feet. It is quite the weapon up top. See it. Go ahead.
No, I was saying Fernandez has got to be careful. You're right. I mean, there's a needless free kick to give away. Questions will be asked. It's got to be smart.
Knocked out of bounds there. It'll be a goal kick for North Carolina FC. North Carolina FC, 7 wins, 14 losses, 5 draws for 26 points. Bottom of the table. Recent form, couple losses, a win, loss, and a draw. Meanwhile, for Central Valley, they're 9, 10, and 7, 34 points. They're in 8th place. A draw, a win, a loss, a win, and a loss in the last 5 games. NCFC lost 2-1 on the road to Charlotte after conceding both goals in the first half. And then McLaughlin scored late on a PK. They could not come back versus the 10-man Independence. Meanwhile, Central Valley Fuego FC drew on the road 1-1 at Richmond, as you already mentioned, on the second half equalizer on a corner kick that resulted in an own goal. Finished the match with 10 men after their captain Sergio Chavez was sent off, and that's why you said Strong is in. reminding you again, June 25th, 3-2 win for Central Valley at Fresno, and then 1-0. Carry on! No! Do not look down. A blazer and a flip to go with it. Christian Cheney, smoke show.
What a moment from the big man. He's shown some glimpses in this first half, but there's confusion here. North Carolina thought it was their throwing, so they were totally unprepared for this attack. And the same, Will Pulisic was not prepared for that strike. Unbelievable hit from Christian Cheney. Just catches it as sweet as you like. And we've got two fantastic goals and the celebration to match as well.
That's a big man flying in the air, flipping around right there. It's hard not to like the way he plays because, as I mentioned, he's got that great size. You just kind of bump off of him, but his feet are soft. And then that strike right there was top shelf.
Absolutely. And it's a moment of magic. It was a moment of magic that put North Carolina in front, and it's something of equal measure coming back for Fuego to tie things up. They were looking a little erratic. Dye was providing some moments, but it's Cheney with an absolute thunderbolt. I had a good feeling about this game coming in, Dean. I thought we'd get some entertainment, and with a third of the game gone, there's so much more to come.
Good ball in. Smith. And sent out of there by Fernandez.
And that's why I love Nathan Smith right there, Dean. The energy that this young man has to get forward and combine with Dye there, getting into a really good area. I think it was Skelton just clearing the danger, and it was an important touch. And there he is, number 9, Christian Cheney. I believe that's his 8th goal of the season.
Went to Fresno City College, played for the LA Force of NISA. He's from Fresno, California, so talk about being right at home. He was born in 1994, which was the last time the World Cup was held in the U.S. It'll return in 2026. And we've got a whistle here, pushing around, and called against, I think, the goal scorer, Cheney. Take a look at that equalizer here, Andrew.
Yeah, it was a quick throw from Bijev, and then he just lets it run across his body, picks his spot, and absolutely lashes it home. No chance for the goalkeeper, and the celebration matched the strike.
Yes, it did. And off of that goal, you can kind of feel the momentum back in the favor of the visitors.
And it's amazing how little we've seen of Viljan Bijev, the Fuego captain, but I guess he gets an assist for that throw in there.
Yeah, really smart, quick throw. As you mentioned, North Carolina FC, and even myself, for that matter, thought North Carolina FC had to throw in. And that's what you got to do, right? You got to move quick, and that's exactly what they did. And I like how you said Cheney let the ball do the work. He didn't touch it. He ran onto it and hit it on the run.
Yeah, and it's a tough one, you know. North Carolina just dallied on the ball a little bit. There was maybe a touch there. Maybe it was a North Carolina ball, but either way, you've got to react to the referee's decision and deal with this moment.
Oh, good ball from Summersall. Yeah, he's got to be onside. McLaughlin, oh, the ball got away from him. Olex Anderson. Olex goes for the nutmeg. Somehow that ball took like a weird spin as it was served perfectly to McLaughlin.
Just didn't have the pace on it to run onto, did it? It was always going to favor strong recovering. I did wonder if at one point McLaughlin might look for the left foot lob over the goalkeeper. You see a tussle there between Fernandez and Cheney. This time it's Fernandez being the one fouled. And that's Cheney, just a handful. He's always going to ask a question.
John Bradford might have to think about Fisher just because of that yellow card and because of what Cheney can bring. I mean, Cheney creates yellow cards just from his power.
And I wouldn't be surprised, Dean, if you see Cheney literally standing on Fernandez for the rest of the game. knowing that he's walking that tightrope.
Good job by Rincon to get it to Flick, and Dabo wins it right back. Dabo, Cheney. Cheney was held by Fernandez. Fernandez back to Flick. Tight quarters here, McLaughlin. Good work by Ant-Man to start the attack once it got back to him, just to make sure it just kept going over to the left side. McLaughlin from Rincon on a thing of beauty from Rincon along the end line, and then dropped it to McLaughlin for a tap in, and then a wonder strike from Cheney. Quick throw in from Bijev. Let the ball do the work, ran right onto it and smoked it. I mean, pretty much upper 90. I mean, smoked it.
Yeah, and you got a feel for Pulisic. He was caught by a wonder strike at the weekend in Charlotte, 40-yard absolute bomb, and today it's another strike of similar quality that's beaten him and found the back of the net.
Falk finds Smith. Smith drives in a good ball. Cheney diving header, but Pulisic will pick it up. This first half flying along. We're in minute 36 already with 2 goals, and short of the Summersaw injury early, it is flowing along nicely here on a nice cool fall night. Salem Stadium, WakeMed Soccer Park. Alongside Andrew Tate, I'm Dean Linke. Delighted to be with you for USL League One action. The USL with USL Championship, the incredible run for Sacramento all the way to the Lamar Hunt US Open Cup final, the expansion story, even at USL League One, Santa Barbara, where Andrew Tate has requested trips for those games, I think. That's a nice addition.
Absolutely.
Both leagues are adding teams. It's I'll tell you, it's a bright light shining down on this country, men and women, I think, for soccer. I mean, granted, the U.S. national team, we'll have to talk a little bit about that.
We don't have to talk about international stuff, Dean, if you don't want to. It's not as if England's got that much to shout about either.
Well, I'm assuming you've got a prediction, though, for that game. You want to go ahead and put it out there?
Oh. I'll have my eyes closed for the whole game. Is that what the prediction is? I don't think I can win in that one.
I believe you, actually.
You know what I mean? I can't win.
Well, your women can win, though. They look pretty good in the Euros.
That would be a good game, right? I think it's a week on Friday at Wembley, right. Sellout crowd. Yeah, I mean,
USA, England, yeah. I mean, I don't know if I bet that in Vegas they have that. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if England's favored.
Which I still think I'd be surprised if they got the result.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. I just think you can't. The US in games like that, I don't think, has England ever beaten the US? I don't know.
It's a different team, though. That was an impressive
They've got a bit
team.
of belief. Really well coached, for sure.
And they have all of those North Carolina ties, which we're certainly proud of, even on the England side. Here's Flick back over to Rincon. I can't quite figure out how Rincon is wearing those shorts. Like, I can't tell if there's a heavyweight belt around there or what the deal is.
Yeah.
A little different look.
I think it helps, right? You're dazzled by his shorts, so you don't really see his quick, clever feet.
Well, that's what I used to love about T. Shipolani. He would wear his shorts backward and would actually say when he ran by people, they would remember that he's number 11. T. Shipolani. He really did. He wore his shorts backwards.
Was it deliberately for that reason, though?
That's what he claimed.
Yeah. I can't see any other reason why you do it, to be honest, Dean. It's not like...
It's strange.
They're not designed that way unless his legs are on back to front.
He was the human highlight reel, though. A lot of fun. And he's still in the community. And he's still part of, I think, inspiring young people, which is awesome, as trying to find Olex Anderson. It's sent out of there.
It's good pressing, though, from North Carolina. Won the ball back high up there in the attack in third, and then they released, I think it was Liu Young down that right flank, but it was a great little moment. Some good runs in the box. Anderson, I thought, was just on his heels there. Couldn't quite get there, and Smith was there to poke in before him.
Aliaga comes back. Not the best ball back to Pekka. And this will allow Central Valley to push up a little bit higher. Somersault turns into it. Now Flick. Olax had the idea, but just forgot the ball as Flick was making that run. Olax was going to try to bottom of his cleat, knock it onto the running Flick, who comes back in support defensively on Cheney, and really lucky that it's not 2 goals right there as that fell to Cerritos. Cerritos unfortunately clumsy as he went to it, tripped a little bit.
And you hear the fans chanting air ball. Well, yeah, it was the look of the bounce there, the way it just dropped to him. You thought for sure there was going to be a real scary moment for Pulisic in the North Carolina goal, but just a little awkward for him. And North Carolina get off the hook.
Don't forget, fans, North Carolina FC has another home game here on Saturday night. That will be at 7 o'clock, the standard time. Tickets are available. It'd be great for you to come out and show some support, as there's this game and 2 more home games left, and then that's it. I don't know about you, but I always get a little bummed out when these seasons come to an end. I enjoy it so much. Especially
this time of year, Dean, like the weather's just cooling down. You're getting those really nice fall nights where you want to come out and, you know, you don't have the blistering or the humidity of the summer. It's just nice to come out here, kind of get the smell of maybe a fire and way down the road. And I know Halloween just around the corner, so yeah, I will miss this these opportunities to come out. So, but like you said, 2 more games after this, and a long way to go in this one.
Minute 41. Strong will drop it over to Deleuze, and Deleuze will get it back from Strong again. Deleuze making a run. They'll push it to the left. Central Valley Fuego FC, and knocked out of bounds. It will stay with Central Valley Fuego FC.
And they've scored a few goals from set pieces this season. In swinging corner from the wand of Vilian Bijev's right foot.
Bijev. Wow, that is just a splendid ball. Creates that rebound, but no danger there, so it'll come back to North Carolina FC. Yeah, Bijev is one of those players that I can watch all day. Reminds me, I mean, different level, but Iosi of Indy 11, that kind of quality, a little older player. Sometimes you don't see him, and the next thing you know, they make a difference.
Yeah, absolutely. Can't keep quality quiet for long.
Off the head of Lou Young. Dabo, he's scrappy, isn't he?
Yeah, he's done a good job today, back into the lineup. Just in front of that back 4, he's shown some energy, and you can see why Martin Vasquez has put him in the 11 today.
Lou Young making the run. Now McLaughlin. McLaughlin looking for support. He'll get it back to Lou Young. Somersault's got his hand in the air. They'll leave it. Olex Anderson clearly telling Somersault that he was behind him. And then Somersault has his shot deflected. That almost worked out perfectly for North Carolina FC.
Yeah, it was a good look at that back post. There was 3 blue shirts back there. Just couldn't quite get the look on goal that they were trying to find.
Rincon to Flick. Now Anderson. Anderson. And he's knocked out of bounds. It'll be a corner kick. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access Tuesday nights at 7 Eastern. Plus your live matches from the USL, MLS, English Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the SXM app. We're in minute 44. We're tied at 1. McLaughlin for North Carolina FC, Cheney for Central Valley. Struck really well, looking for Anderson. Summersault trying to close it down, and Summersault with the foul. A lot of big games this past Saturday, which we will also feature at halftime, as the playoff race presented by Hisense, both at USL Championship and USL League One, really starting to heat up. No matter the night, no matter the weather, there's always at least a couple handfuls of Oak City supporters here beating that drum, giving it a good vibe out here. There's Dabo again. He's been really active, Andrew.
Oh, he's done his job, right? He's just in front of that back four, breaking things up, allowing the creativity of Falk and Dai to get up and support Cheney. So, yeah, very industrious in there. Ozzy Ramos, I think, putting a great shift against Richmond. And they had to play the last 10 minutes plus with 10 men. So, tough place to go. Wise of Vasquez to probably make those changes and freshen things up. And the new recruits have looked good today.
There'll be 2 minutes of added time. We're 30 seconds into that already. There's Smith. Well done by Andrew Tate to pick out Smith. He really plays the game clean. This is a good run here from Central Valley. Still loose and sliding in there. Tremendous tackle by Pekka. Olex Anderson, McLaughlin gets himself back on side. Olex Anderson, just too many jerseys though. And right now Olex Anderson has dribbled himself. He's been great, but he's dribbled himself into trouble a couple times.
Yeah, you can see the white shirts converging there to try and shut down that lane that he was trying to find. McLaughlin was angling his run to try and find a through ball from Olex. The North Carolina bench appealing for a foul there, but the angle and viewpoint I had there, it looked like a really good tackle from Delisi.
Cheney, the goal scorer, is on the USL Team of the Week from the past week. He scored a gorgeous free kick goal in that 3-1 win over Madison and scored a gorgeous goal off a throw in this one.
It's a great way to get yourself in the Team of the Week for the following week, isn't it, Dean?
Oh, yeah. It could be a repeat performance based on that wonder strike. He may not be done either. That's the thing. He might have a brace in mind. Back to Dabinia. How about throwing up a hat trick? It's awesome.
Yeah, that's exactly what the team needed, wasn't it? They needed some goals and some magic without Caroline, and everything she touched on Saturday turned to gold.
So there is the whistle. Your thoughts on the first half, where the score is North Carolina FC 1 and Central Valley Fuego FC 1.
Really action-packed first half. North Carolina hit the post, chances for Fuego, 2 moments of magic. One from Nicholas Rincon that created the goal for Garrett McLaughlin, and then Christian Cheney with an absolute thunderbolt to tie things up. So lots more action to come, and I'm sure it will deliver.
North Carolina FC 1, Central Valley Fuego FC. Andrew Tate and myself, Dean Lincoln, will be back with you here at halftime to take a look around USL League One. Stay with us, everybody.
Continental Tire has been a proud supporter of soccer for more than a decade. We've been there both on and off the field for some of the greatest celebrations. We've watched with you as the game and personalities have gotten bigger. We are proud to continue standing alongside you, supporting the game that gives us all so much. Together, we've shared thousands of incredible goals and celebrations. Here's to many more to come.
At Strategic Systems, we understand that a reliable IT infrastructure doesn't just materialize by itself. We've been helping Triangle businesses of all sizes build and manage secure, reliable technology solutions for over 25 years. Strategic Systems and CEI. Are you transforming your business?
So, how do you like your urgent care? At Wake Med, we have urgent care just about everywhere. Urgent care that specializes in orthopedics and kids. My Care 365, open every day of the year. Even virtual urgent care. Yup, urgent care in your jammies on your tablet. So download the Wake Med All Access app and get urgent care that's caring, convenient, and just the way you like it.
Halftime Wednesday night, USL League One action. It's a makeup game as Central Valley Fuego FC still very much in the playoff race, and North Carolina FC, if there's a will, there's a way. You never know, but we're tied at ones at the half. We welcome you back upstairs. Andrew Tate, I'm Dean Linke. Your thoughts first on the home team, North Carolina FC.
Yeah, I mean, first 10 minutes, you'd probably give it to Fuego, but after that, North Carolina wrestled their way back into the game, and it was a moment of magic from number 31, 16-year-old Nicholas Rincon. Great skill from him, and he put it on a plate for Garrett McLaughlin. So I thought they showed real flashes of what they can do, but need to see more in the second half.
Quick comment on the Cheney equalizer.
I mean, it's a wonder strike. You know, it's an absolute wonder strike. All he does is let it run across his body, and he just pure class from the striker.
All right, let's take a look at the upcoming schedules as we're down the stretch run we go here. There's only limited games left.
Yeah, a couple of good home games coming up. Union Omaha and Chattanooga Red Wolves, they don't get any easier coming in here, but two games that the fans and the players can really get their teeth into. And then to finish with that North Carolina derby at Charlotte, some scores to settle there after the poor result down there on Saturday.
Central Valley Fuego FC very much believing they can make the playoffs and finish in the top 6.
And you'd say that home game against Northern Colorado Hailstorm is a big one for them, but they've also had some good results on the road, actually clocking up more points away from Fresno. So they'll be looking to get some results there at Tucson, and then a really tough one at Union Omaha. Really tough place to go.
Well done, as Central Valley Fuego FC, if they win all those games, they certainly could make it as well. We're tied at 1. Good to see the youngsters out here on a Wednesday night. USL League One action. Stay with us. Halftime from Cary.
I mean, yeah, it's time about today where I'm going to go topics.
Roll it down.
I am.
You don't need a car to listen to Sirius XM. You can listen anywhere. You know that, right?
What? Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio.
Kevin, you could use your phone.
What? What?
Alexa, play Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio on Sirius XM.
What?
This is how I know you're getting old. I guess that was it.
What?
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
off and running. A spot in the League One final on the line.
Fires, one, it's in! What a strike from the top of the box!
Back here in Cary, North Carolina, Salem Stadium. Nice brisk fall night. North Carolina FC got the first one. Central Valley Fuego FC would tie it. That's where we are through 45, 1-1. Dean Linke with Andrew Tate coming off a busy weekend in USL League One action. A lot of games on Saturday night.
Yeah, they were all really close contests, weren't they? North Carolina went to Charlotte, came up short, but here you can see Richmond Central Valley was 1-1. Ford Madison South Tormenta 1-0. Northern Colorado 1-1 with Greenville Triumph, and Tucson really making a push to get their name into the playoffs, beating Chattanooga, who are right on that cusp, aren't they, hanging into that 6th spot. Just really, really tight, and we've talked about this all season, haven't we, Dean? Just how tight and how competitive this league is. And with those games, we'll take a look at the standings. Richmond, they've got it pretty much locked up, but boy, it's really tight there. Those 5 in Northern Colorado's got to believe, Central Valley's got to believe, and as we've said, somehow, some way, even North Carolina FC's got to believe, although that's going to be tough. Exactly, yeah. They know the odds are stacked against them. They've got a big 45 here. You can only take it one game at a time. I know in speaking and listening to Tucson, their manager John Perlman, they've talked about this being the biggest upset or comeback for them, and they're on a good run of results as well. So I wouldn't write anyone off at this point, Dave. Staying with USL League One, we've got some news and notes. Yeah, we've got the championship date confirmed. Obviously, the quarterfinals beginning the weekend at 10/21, and the USL League One final will be on November 6th. So place your bets now who's going to be in that one. Who's hot, who's not? This is all part of the USL One playoffs update brought to you by Hisense. The Triumph still that draw on the road as Aaron Walker scoring that 93-minute PK versus Omaha, and Evan Lee 91-minute to the death. The Triumph always there. Yeah, they never go away, do they? And they'll be interesting to see this weekend. He has it with 9 men and with 10 men as well, just to put that cherry on top as they come back in those games. But they're a team that will be very much in the mix here as we see them try and go for another title. Again, the USL League One playoff race presented by Hisense as we continue to focus on USL League One and the team of the week, as you see Breck Evans making the team of the week. In this game, though, as we talked about already, Christian Cheney was on there, Omar Sis, Charlotte Independence scored that wonder goal in the 2-1 win over North Carolina FC. I always hate it when players that beat North Carolina FC make the USL League One team of the week. But I'll tell you what, Dean, I'll take that forward, those front two, Christian Cheney and Garrett McLaughlin. That'd be a defender's nightmare right there, and you wouldn't write them off being the team of the week this coming weekend as either. Well done to Daniel Bedoya as well. All right, we're going to take one more break. We'll come back with the first half highlights, show you both of the goals. It's North Carolina FC 1, Central Valley Fuego FC 1.
Continental Tire has been a proud supporter of soccer for more than a decade. We've been there both on and off the field for some of the greatest celebrations. We've watched with you as the game and personalities have gotten bigger. We are proud to continue standing alongside you, supporting the game that gives us all so much. Together, we've shared thousands of incredible goals and celebrations. Here's to many more to come.
At Strategic Systems, we understand that a reliable IT infrastructure doesn't just materialize by itself. We've been helping Triangle businesses of all sizes build and manage secure, reliable technology solutions for over 25 years. Strategic Systems and CEI. Are you transforming your business?
So, how do you like your urgent care? At Wake Med, we have urgent care just about everywhere. Urgent care that specializes in orthopedics and kids. My Care 365, open every day of the year. Even virtual urgent care. Yup, urgent care in your jammies, on your tablet. So download the Wake Med All Access app and get urgent care that's caring, convenient, and just the way you like it.
WakeMed Soccer Park, Salem Stadium. Good night for some popcorn and some USL League One soccer. With Andrew Tate, I'm Dean Linke, and let's go to work and show everybody the first half highlights. 2 goals in the first half, 1 for each team.
Yeah, it was a good, positive early start from Fuego. Here it was Dye getting in, but Pulisic stayed big and kept the ball out the back of the net. So fortunate little break for him, but he almost tucked it away. Was big save early on there from the keeper, but then it was Rincon, number 16, creator here, little flick around the corner, gets it back, shows unbelievable feet in a tight area, and then lays on a play for Garrett McLaughlin, who is not going to miss from there. Here you see it again, just a great touch, great awareness of where Arriaga is, and then the composure here gives the defender the eyes, little shimmy. McLaughlin gets round the back of Strong, and there it is, 1-0 North Carolina, and what a goal it was. And you can see the appreciation for the young man, Garrett McLaughlin, saying, hey, it was all this fella. But then a decision went against North Carolina. Bijev, quick thinking, rolls it across to Christian Cheney, who does the rest, all 25 yards out, just whips it past the outstretched hand of Pulisic, and it's 1-1. And that celebration shows you how excited he is. And a big goal for Fuego as they try to stay in this playoff race.
Take a look at the first half stats. Fuego with more possession than North Carolina FC.
But yeah, really even. You look at the shots on target, just a really well-balanced first half. Good moments and flashes of magic from both teams. So it'll be interesting to see if there's any tweaks from the coaches at half-time and who can wrestle out a little bit more control and magic in the opposition box.
I'm going to jump on that word magic. Let me tell you, that entire sequence from Rincon, including the back heel pass before he got it back, and then to almost like on a tightrope along the inline right there, and then the composure to know that all he has to do is find it to McLaughlin. I mean, just push it to McLaughlin.
Yeah.
He did all of that.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. And the question will be for John Bradford, how many minutes can he get out of the young man? And for the young man, does he have another little cameo, a little bit of something that he can put on as an exclamation point on his home debut today? But the one thing I was thinking, Dean, we missed in the little highlight reel, there's a lot of things that went on in that first that we missed, but there was a shot from Max Flick, there was the Garrett McLaughlin off the near post, there was a few chances in there for both teams, and both teams will be looking to try and keep the other team out and get another moment here. But I think we've got a few more goals still in the bag here, Dean.
All right, you have been on point pretty much the majority of the time all season long. And we'll see what the second half brings. Again, Central Valley Fuego FC in the white, and they have the ball off the second half kick here. North Carolina FC in the blue, white, and blue. Dabo, who has won the majority of those 50-50 balls. Arriaga can't do enough to win it back.
One change already, I'm noticing, Dean, is just Alex Anderson's going to operate right under our noses on this side, so he's going to go and play up against Vera, who's on that yellow card, which that might be the reason, or maybe it's just a look to try and have Arriaga maybe stifle Nathan Smith down that side with his defensive sort of prowess. So a little change there in personnel positioning.
Vera on a yellow for Fuego, and Fernandez on a yellow for North Carolina FC. Bring it back to Antman. Antman from Israel. Cheney. That's well done by Pekka, knowing that it's not going to be easy for even somebody as big as Skelton to try to get around Cheney. Good job by Pekka to come back and connect the dots there defensively. This is loose. Oh, no. And Skelton will get a yellow. So now both center backs on a yellow, and never like seeing that.
No. Jordan Skelton felt he could get there. There was a good little turn from Cerritos on the half turn, gets a look at goal. And I think Skelton thought it was a moment he had to reach in. Cerritos just dangled the ball out there for him, teased him into it. And he wins a free kick in a really nice area for Fuego to try and conjure something up. And it'll be Cheney with the ball in hand.
So free kick opportunity here.
I wouldn't want to be in the wall either here, Dean, with Cheney on it.
Well, yeah, especially second time around. First time he hit it hard, but it was a little bit of finesse, I thought. This time he might just try to pound it.
Yeah. I think that's the odds-on favorite. I think if anything's going to happen here, it's either going to be the wall or the frame of the goal. And Victor Falk, same position, trying to block out the view of Pulisic.
There he will leave it for Cheney. Oh, you called that brilliantly, because that was as close to the frame of the goal as you're going to see. It was over the wall, down. Pulisic did pull his hand back, but pretty close to being exactly what you said, on goal.
And he gets the up over the wall, and he almost gets the down to go with it. He is pumped up, that boy.
Yeah,
no, I was just saying, trying to get his team in the playoffs, isn't he? He's hungry for more.
Off the head of McLaughlin, Anderson. Anderson knew it was coming. Anderson is in. Anderson, no! He's got to go far post. The goalkeeper was near post.
Are they giving offside?
What?
They're flagging it back for offside. I think they're saying the referee maybe missed it.
He was not offside. No, he wasn't, because he spun right when the flick came.
I don't know, Dean. My suspicions when the first header went, it looked tight. Here we'll see it again. It's a long ball forward from Pulisic. McLaughlin gets up well. For me, he's just a yard offside there. But the linesman didn't put his flag up until the goalkeeper's made the save. And that's the frustration. I know in the Premier League it's the same thing in England, across the countries. You know, it's this new rule with letting play go on. I get it if you've got the VAR to kind of bring it back, but here, the referee, if the linesman thinks he's offside, put the flag up. Something could happen. Somebody could get injured or something, right?
Yeah, he was definitely offside, though. Great call by you, and great call eventually. I mean, you're right, it was a little late, but they did get it right. Central Valley Fuego FC attacking into the 18, and just a bit outside.
Just imagine the frustration on Alex Anderson if he'd actually put the ball in the back of the net.
Good point. It is interesting. It does seem like, I don't know, 7 to 8 times out of 10 on the breakaways, the attacker always tends to go near post. Drives me crazy. The far post was wide open.
Yeah, I don't think Alex Anderson's going near post. I think he's just under pressure. He's trying to get the power on it, and I just don't think he gets the direction he's looking for.
Over the ball. Somersault. Now Lou Young. And taken away. Cheney. Somersault. That was almost right up here by you and I. And see, the youngster might try to keep that one. Knocked out of bounds. Celebrating its 75th anniversary, Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of USL League One. Choose what you play with at www.selectsportamerica.com. Select, League's choice, player's choice. 1-1, 52nd minute. McLaughlin from Rincon for North Carolina FC. Bijev to Cheney for Fuego. Dye got it away from McLaughlin. Now Strong will switch the point of attack. And just like that, they're on the far side.
And here's Bijev. He's decided he's going to stay on that far side the second half as well. So little tweaks in where the personnel are operating.
So it looks like Martin Vasquez is going to go with a double switch here. Pretty early. John Bradford does have his whole lot warming up as well.
I think it's a tough one, isn't it, Dean? You're coming off that weekend game, the only USL game going on midweek. Big games this Saturday as well, so got to manage the minutes, and I think whoever's probably the freshest going into the end of this game could be the team that comes out on the right end.
Michael Hornsby, the German midfielder, wearing number 25, looking to work his way into the game, and Diego Casillas also. Casillas is going to try to come into the game as well. 25 and 22, next opportunity for Martin Vasquez, the top man for Fuego. Somersault. Oh, hit the back foot of Olex Anderson. You cannot be any more unlucky because he had the right idea, run into space, assuming the ball was going to get there.
Yeah, and as expected, it's Vera going off on that yellow card. Hornsby played left back at the weekend against Richmond, so now they can get someone in fresh up against Olex Anderson.
Also coming out of the
with a clean record as well.
Coming in number 25, Michael Hornsby.
So well done by the coaching staff, understanding the dilemma of having an outside back with a yellow and a man like Olex Anderson charging at you. Anderson got a whole lot of jersey there from Hornsby. Antman feeling the pressure from McLaughlin, sends it long, and because of that pressure, North Carolina FC will win it back.
Certainly seen an increase in the intensity from North Carolina in terms of how they're trying to win the ball back here in this middle to attacking third. You can see they're really hungry to try and put the pressure on. Not easy having a game at the weekend and then traveling across the country to come and play here.
Pekka.
That was close, Dean. Garrett McLaughlin had split the two centre-backs. If Flick could have found a way through, would have been interesting.
Falk drops it, gets it back. Falk. Victor Falk from Sweden. Strong lad. It's hard to get the ball away from him, Andrew. Now Hornsby. Somersault. Rincon. Be thinking, Andrew, about who you think John Bradford might need to go to as you take a look down there based on the situation. In about 10 minutes, if we're still at 1, I think a tie will all but crush, well, I think it will crush North Carolina FC's hopes. A tie will, I think, knock them out. So
yeah, it's wins or nothing at this point. I don't know, it's a tough one as a coach. Do you stick or twist? I feel like at this point, the way they've started the second half, I would almost want to stick with what I've got for, you know, a good amount, but it's, because I feel they've got the bit between the teeth. They're looking, you know, Fuego have made those changes but haven't really settled into that rhythm just yet, so we'll see.
I think the key is, where is Cheney, and can Cheney disrupt those two center backs sitting on those yellows? I think at this point, John Bradford understandably has the trust in the two center backs with the yellows, that they understand their situation, so perhaps that's not that big an issue.
I think the key will be Pekka in front of them to try and give them that cover so they don't get too stretched, too exposed, and have to make that last-ditch call that Fernandez did in the first half. Skelton didn't have to make the tackle, kind of lunged in. but it was a dangerous moment with Cerritos looking to fire from the edge of the box. He's going to be smart in possession and out of it with Pekka.
Oh, Rincon, as Dabo will get a card as Rincon goes down, the 16-year-old.
And that's that ability to receive on the turn from Nicholas Rincon that I was hearing so much about from the coaching staff. Just his ability there in tight spaces to know where the defender is, to be able to receive it. You can see that he just gets his leg in front of the defender and gets clattered for his troubles. Garrett McLaughlin seems to be his big brother at the moment, doesn't he? He's really looking after him, taking him under his wing.
Yeah, I really like that. It's great of you to point that out, as McLaughlin was the first one, and he might have had the longest to run as well to make sure he was okay. And he was the same one, of course he scored, but the same one that pointed to the brilliance of Rincon, making sure all the fans recognized who truly delivered on that first goal. Here's Arriaga. Took a little air out of that balloon, and it's knocked back to Somersault. Flag is up, offside.
Yeah, and talking to John Bradford, obviously they've got Jaden Sylvania on the bench, a player that's created a lot this season and been a really positive attacking play, but likes of Nicholas Molina. Yeah, the young man Marvin Maricho just recently signed a professional contract with this team, another one of the youth products coming in, so there's certainly some talent that John Bradford can go to, but I think at this moment the 11 on the field is acquitting themselves well, but here come Fuego.
Yeah, they bring those subs on with great pace. Casillas. Dabo, who's got a yellow card now, looking for Cheney over on this far side. Sending it in, there was Hornsby. Hornsby and Casillas off the bench. Got a little extra pep in their step. Minute 60. This will come all the way back. Not a ton of pressure coming from North Carolina FC right now. A little bit of an unforced error. Fernandez to Rincon. And they'll say no.
Don't miss a minute of the action in 2022. Whether your club is on the road or at home, catch nearly every second of USL League One action on ESPN+. The home to the USL, MLS, La Liga, the Bundesliga, UFC and more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com.
1-1, both goals coming in the first half. 62nd minute with Andrew Tate. I'm Dean Linke, delighted to be with you on ESPN Plus and the Watch ESPN app for USL League One action. As we always say, best seat in the house. This perch is open air. It's perfect. We're bundled up a little bit more, but wouldn't want to be anywhere else than right here in the perch and right here with you on ESPN Plus for USL League One action, as Skelton will send that one out of bounds. Rescheduled Wednesday night game. North Carolina FC will be right back here Saturday night. Come on out and cheer on North Carolina FC. Casillas, he's been buzzing around since coming off, and now this could be dangerous here. Sent right back. Skelton, and now Fernandez. Got a hustle there as closing down was Falk, and Falk might get a yellow.
Yeah, I think a few North Carolina players frustrated with the no call for the nudge. I forget who it was out here on the the flank a few moments ago, but it certainly looked like a push in the back. And then the play went on and almost led to a good chance for Fuego. Thankfully to North Carolina, it did not come to fruition.
I want to thank our great crew, Kyle Lang, our director Joe Ferrara, Savannah Revel, Ian Lang, Andrew Taylor, Mark Dry, Brian Ware. Special shout out to Brian for his amazing research all season long on USL League One.
Central Valley Yellow in the 63rd minute to number 8, Victor Falk.
This young man's buzzing around. Pekka's had enough of it and just takes him out. I'll tell you what, he has been flying around Diego Casillas ever since he came on the game not that long ago.
Yeah, and Pekka just steps across him. Referee judges it a foul. Pekka in his book, that's a clean challenge. Which puts the brakes on Fuego's attack.
Dabo. Arriaga steps in and knocks it out of bounds, but Arriaga needs to be thinking about stepping in and winning it. Taking down to the ground right there was Bijev, who has been relatively quiet. I mean, he had the great throw-in, which was smart, that high IQ intelligence, and part of the reason why John Bradford has such great respect for his game. But other than that, we have not said his name a ton. Martin Vasquez not done making subs. They're talking it over now. They're going to bring some more players on.
Well, that's it with the 5, right, Dean? You've got lots of options and things you can throw at the other team. Like I said, 3 games in the space of a week, it's a lot. And they'll need to get 3 points at home against Northern Colorado as well. So you've got to, while you want to concentrate on this game, you've got to think a little bit about the next one as well.
Cerritos. Well, you feel bad kind of for Pulisic because maybe even he thought it was going to be a throw-in for North Carolina FC, but there's nothing he could do on that smash from Cheney. Casillas is in. Got too cute. Didn't matter. Flag was up, though. It wasn't going to count. And as we mentioned, Fuego not done making subs as Ozzy Ramos will get a chance to come in, and he wears Ozzy on the back of his jersey. I dig that.
I'll place my bet on that being for Darbo, Dean. Darbo on that yellow card. Not been quite as influential this second half. Ramos started a tough one in Richmond at the weekend. He'll come in and do a very similar job for Fuego.
This time the flag will stay down for Diego Casillas. Casillas stood up by Skelton. There is Dabo. Might be his last few touches here, potentially. Strong. DeLuce. Now Hornsby. Good switch. Smith. Now Hornsby. Casillas. Bijev has found his way into the 18. So has Cheney. It's loose. Cleared out. Dabo again, a lot of possession right now for Fuego.
Yeah, massively on top at the moment, really showing some good touches. Hornsby's looking really comfortable at left back, adding a little bit more attacking presence for them. And Cerritos becoming more and more influential as well. Here he is.
Cerritos taken away by Summersall. Summersall. Arriaga. Flick. Arriaga. Arriaga. Rincon! Yes! How about North Carolina FC? The 16-year-old Rincon!
What a moment for that young man. Great play from Max Flick, rolls it out to Arriaga, who just looks and looks, and then he picks out Rincon on the penalty spot, who does the rest. Just left foot, sweeps it in off the underside of the crossbar. A goal and assist for the 16-year-old young man, and what a home debut. Look at the sheer elation on that young man's face. John Bradford scouted him at an event up in New Jersey, playing for PDA. And what a moment to repay your coach, who's brought you here, thrown you in as a 16-year-old into a USL League One game at home, and you've done that, Dean. You cannot write that script.
It's beautiful. Chills. Great breakdown, Andrew. And great scouting by John Bradford. This young man's the real deal. And so much joy, too, right? I mean, playing the game with love right there. He's got an assist and a goal, and what a celebration. Now, though, they just need to close the door, right? Finish the job, correct?
But they're bringing on Jaden Sylvania, so that doesn't tell me they're shutting up shop. I don't see him replacing Pecker and going at centre-back or anything like that. I think the interesting one for John Bradford is now, do you take Rincon off, right? 16-year-old, he's got a goal and assist. He's put an incredible shift. But he's not a bad sub to bring on. And there it is. What a home debut for Nicholas Rincon.
Fans, make some noise. Join those 20 guys that make some noise for Rincon NCFC substitute. 71st minute of the play coming out.
Sylvania.
Coming in, number 10, Jaden Sylvania.
So you called it. It was going to be Rincon. Did his job.
Unbelievable. Here it is again. Arriaga's looking and looking. Sees the run of Rincon, picks him out. And the young man does everything right. Ant-Man does all he can to try and keep it out, but just what a strike. And you cannot not smile at that young man's reaction.
Olex Anderson earns the corner kick.
It's a strong tackle, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I don't think you can give it a foul there, but it's an incredibly strong challenge. Not that Olex Anderson isn't used to that.
So, 72nd minute, go ahead.
No, just what a big goal. What a big goal for North Carolina. The key is now, can they add a third? Because Fuego are not going to go away lightly. They need to win. Oh,
good pop from Arriaga. Another corner kick. Arriaga again over the head of Summersall, and this will come back. '73rd minute. Casillas. Casillas with his left foot. Off the head of Skelton. Cervania. McLaughlin, and strong on the last line there. He did have a defense. Oh, that's going to be a red. Yeah. I mean, he did have number 13 over to his left side there in Duluth, but that was straight red, right?
Yeah, I mean, once you give the foul, the only thing you can do is produce the red card. McLaughlin, it was strong with the initial header. McLaughlin flicked around the corner, was going to get to it himself. Strong with everything he can. Slides in. McLaughlin goes down. Referee has to produce the red. Strong, frustrated, probably with the decision, but more so with the initial header, trying to find his teammate, I would say. And now 2-1 up, man advantage. John Bradford will just be hoping and praying they can get over the line here and keep that playoff hunt alive. For Fuego on the other side, that's a centre-back. They just lost one to suspension on Saturday. They've lost another one now, who'll be out for this weekend coming up.
McLaughlin and Cervania over the ball. I feel like Cervania's thinking about a shot here. He is. And Antman, it almost squeezed through.
Yeah, it's an awkward one, isn't it?
That was well taken by Cervania.
To get it over the wall and get it down that low as well.
It almost squeezed through there.
Here we see it again. The wall, really low wall, but Antman gets across. Not the cleanest of takes, but keeps it out of the goal nonetheless.
Oh, I think it's the Nicholas Rincon's story, though. His 16-year-old brilliance on the ball. He's been subbed out, but it's worth taking another look.
Yeah, and here it is. He starts it off, the flick around the corner, gets it back. And then here, absolute brilliance. You don't see that often in that area, especially from a 16-year-old. And Arriaga this time provides it for Rincon, and he's the one that turns the finisher. And what a composed finish yet again in that box from this young man. And a thoroughly deserved goal and assist on his home debut to put his team 2-1 up and in command of what would be a huge 3 points for the team that's currently 11th place in the table. And you wouldn't say that they look like the 11th place team based on what you're seeing today.
That's right on point. The other thing on point is we are dialing to the fine people at USL League One right now saying, scratch team of the week, let's go player of the week, as Olex Anderson is sent in. And we're seeing some frustration here now for Hornsby and Fuego.
But it's still 2-1, Dean. It's still only 2-1. Well, we've seen lots of late twists and turns here at Salem Stadium over the course of the season. I remember that, was it 99th minute winner that we had against Forward Madison, against 10 men. But it could have so easily gone the other way. So they've got to be careful with these last 15 minutes plus. As much as you'd want to get a third and put a nail in this coffin, with the likes of Christian Cheney and Vilian Bijev and Falk, there's still a lot of firepower to deal with.
Anderson. Yep, Cheney's still out there as part of that firepower that Andrew Tate just spoke of. And man advantage 2-1. Casillas. Yeah, you just don't feel like this game is over even with the man advantage, do you?
No. It's just one goal, Dean. All it takes is one moment of magic, one mistake. And And it's not easy to play against 10 men as much as you think, oh, yeah, 11 v 10. North Carolina goes on to win this game. It is a funny old game.
I like that pressure from Summersall. This is one way to start pushing toward that win. Anything to disrupt the comfort of Fuego down a man, I think is important, and that's exactly what Summersall just did.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely going to be some fatigue kicking in now. They played the last 10 at Richmond with 10 men, and they're going to have to do 20 minutes or so here.
Cervania, ooh, and he's taken down as well. I'm not sure how much was in the foul, but Cervania sold it. Yeah, it's a foul.
Yeah. And it's interesting, Dean, if I think back to that game a month ago here, where Fuego won 1-0. They got the nose in front, and then they frustrated the heck out of North Carolina, just milking the clock, winning fouls. And there's an opportunity for North Carolina to repay the favor here. You've got to remember, they lost both of the previous encounters this season, North Carolina, so this would be a first.
The great people at USL League One now informing us that Rincon has become the youngest player to play for an independent team, you know, not tied to an MLS team, to ever score a goal in USL League One. Pretty special to be here for that.
Yeah, absolutely. A real talent.
The last one was Mischic, who also played for North Carolina FC, which is pretty cool. And as we're saying that, I mean, well, this game's still not over. I mean, Cheney almost equalized right there. Casillas back the other way and in the hands of Pulisic.
No, that's it's great to highlight Nicholas Rincon and talk about it, but all it takes is one moment, one lapse in concentration, and one refereeing decision as well. That could throw that in the mix. That would be the story of North Carolina's season at times. Just a decision, a mistake, something like that that just dictates where those points end up.
Lou Young pops it high in the air, 81st minute, as Martin Vasquez is going to make 2 more changes. As he's going to bring on number 30, Maxi Schenfeld. And then he's also going to bring on Vasquez, who, look at the lineup sheet here. It's Zahir Vasquez. You see Fuego playing with just 10 men.
Maximiliano Schenfeld also coming out.
And you see Zahir Vasquez will come in for Bijev. And I think part of that is,
82nd minute,
as you talked about, they've got more games coming up with still some hope. Nelson Martinez will be the next sub for John Bradford. And it'll be Olex Anderson who will come in for.
Put your hands together for number 9, Olex Anderson. NCFC substitution from the 82nd minute of play coming out. Anderson, number 9. Coming out, number 14, Nelson Martinez.
I feel like we just witnessed some maturation from Anderson there as well. You know, it used to be when he would come out, it would not be pretty. There, I think he handled it really well. It's a good sign. McLaughlin. And McLaughlin.
I'll tell you what, Garrett McLaughlin, just a real star for this team. The work that he puts in, it's not just the goals. You know, we talk about Terzaghi and the goals he scores for Richmond and what a integral part he is of their squad. But Garrett McLaughlin here, just the way he leads the line, the work he puts in, the way he uses his body to win fouls, he's just a real focal point and driving force for this team.
And his team spirit, I mean, his ability as a leader, whether he's playing or not playing, the way he embraced Rincon early on, the way he checked on Rincon when he was down. I mean, solid citizen.
Yeah.
I mean, as honest as the day is long, right? What a leader. John Bradford has amplified that on several conversations when you bring up number 19. Here's Cervania. Lou Young, the silent assassin for this team. Cervania will drop it over to Pekka.
And it's a smart change, I'd say, from John Bradford, replacing OLX and bringing on Nelson Martinez. Totally different players. Martinez is going to go into that central midfield area, sit alongside Pekka and help them move the ball and protect the back four where necessary. That allows Somersault to go and be just a nuisance, a wrecking ball, and get around the pitch. But here comes McLaughlin.
McLaughlin on it. Scott Cervania. McLaughlin looking for Arriaga. Cervania wanted it, and give Fuego enough credit to somehow distract McLaughlin and not allow him to get it back to Cervania. Instead, he elected to go to Arriaga.
Nathan Smith, unbelievable covering. Great energy to get across there and then win it. I was thinking it would won with the subs, the amount of energy he showed there once he won the ball.
Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access Tuesday nights at 7 Eastern, plus hear live matches from the USL, MLS, English Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the SXM app down near the end line. Great 1v1 defending there by Kristen Lou Young. Lou Young looking for McLaughlin a little bit too deep. Minute 85. A true coming out party for the 16-year-old Nicolas Rincon, becoming the youngest player for an independent franchise in USL League One to ever score a goal. Really neat. And I want to thank the great folks at USL League One for confirming that and passing that down the line to our production crew here, led by Kyle Lang, VP of Broadcasting Jorge Acuna. Dabo staying in there with that yellow. Pretty sure Martin Vasquez has used all 5 subs here. Cervania, and Cervania is fouled by Dabo. I'll tell you what, every once in a while, it looks like we know what we're doing. We picked out Rincon to start this game, and has he ever delivered?
Absolutely, Dean. Absolutely. And the exciting part is, Dean, we've got 2 more home games back-to-back now, where we'll hopefully see much more of this young man. The fact that they've saved some minutes in his legs for Saturday, you know, good luck, John Bradford, telling him he's not starting on Saturday after today, right? Hey, come on, you're only 16, young man. That's youthful exuberance. But yeah, for me, the future's bright for North Carolina. We've always felt that. You know, the results haven't quite gone their way this season, and it's not over yet. But, you know, 3 more games after today. There's some ambitious players out there, an ambitious coach, and they'll want to get some results and keep plugging away here, keep trying to improve, get better.
Dabo. It would take a miracle, but last time I heard, miracles do happen. That is for North Carolina FC to make the playoffs. I mean, they got to win all 4 and then hope that crazy multiplies into more crazy. But the fighting spirit of this John Bradford-led team gives you some hope. Even if they don't make the playoffs, it gives you some hope, I think. Oh, nice touch from Arriaga to get it out to Flick.
No, and this is, for me, this is a real moment, Dean. Fuego's a very challenging, problematic side to play against. They've probably taken off points of everyone this season, I would say, across the league. And to see it out now against this Christian Cheney, Bijev, Falk-led side would be a real string to their bow, you know, and to do it with a 16-year-old star in the show, it really adds some weight to that youth to pro pathway and investment in youth. So just got to get over the line here with 3 minutes plus to go.
All right, so we're going to go with string to the bow.
Yeah, adding a string to your bow, right? I'm pretty sure I had that. I'm pretty sure that's a common thing that people would say, yeah. The more strings to your bow, the better, I think, right?
Yeah, man, whatever you say.
My wife says that all the time. Well, she doesn't say that, but usually when I'm pulling something out that she's not heard before, she just kind of gives me that look a dog does when it's heard something very strange.
Pekka. North Carolina FC will continue their home stretch on Saturday, taking on the very talented Union Omaha. That'll be at 7 p.m. It'll be Hispanic Heritage, although they may have changed that. Hispanic Heritage Night, we'll check that. Keep in mind that out for this game is Nelson Flores Blanco, as well as Shoket Tahir and Shaq Adams. That's some firepower as well.
Yeah, that was it. Nelson Flores picking up his 7th cap, I think, for El Salvador. Great for him.
That's awesome. How wild is it going to be the day after Thanksgiving watching USA play in the World Cup? It's crazy.
I can't wait, Dean, honestly, I really can't. I can't wait for the World Cup. I can probably wait for that game. I'm looking forward to more England versus Iran, to be honest, just to hopefully get us 3 points and provide a bit of a cushion. But yeah, both England and the US struggling in those last couple of games. England managed to rouse the fans a little bit, but they're being trailing 2-0 to Germany and going 3-2 up and then giving up a soft one. But the US losing to Japan and then a 0-0 drab draw against Saudi Arabia hasn't really excited the fans much. But I tell you what, a game against England where you're the massive underdog, you can't help but get up for that. And with the likes of Brendan Aronson and Tyler Adams and Christian Pulisic, if the talent is there. And sadly, I've seen the US pull off some good results against England in the past. I can remember Dempsey's goal after a Rob Green spill. I remember being in Winston-Salem and just being laughed at by many American fans.
I can remember England drubbing the U.S. in '94 after England did not make the World Cup. The U.S. went over to Wembley and England smoked them. I feel like Shearer had 3 or something like that.
Well, what's the point when you're not even in the World Cup, Dean, you know? Right? Well, that's great. It's like Italy not in the World Cup, you know, beating England in the Nations League, but they're not. How is Italy not qualified for it? Oh, Gene, I tell you what, Dean, Christian Cheney, 35 yards out.
This is dangerous here. Cheney, oh my! Pulisic, without that save, the game is tied. And we have seen this movie before.
And that's it. The goalkeeper's made some saves today. And I see Jordan Skelton, the skipper, going across to give him a double high five. It's an awkward one, and he does well to get it away from the danger. And it was an awkward header for Casillas. Coming back, Cheney praying to the heavens. Why can't one of these free kicks go in? He knows how important these points are today, because there'll be a few points outside the playoffs. And they've got some tough games coming. Just one of them at home. But yeah, I saw Christian Cheney's name in lights there from 35 yards out. But Pulisic was equal to it.
So 4 minutes of added time, and they are 1:20 into it. And again, Fuego has been playing down a man for quite some time as strong. The last line of defense taking down McLaughlin, and a straight red.
It's a great header from Fernandez. Wins the free kick as well. The two centre-backs walking that tightrope of yellow cards. Fernandez picked up that yellow card, I think it was in the 9th minute, Dean. And he's been phenomenal since then. Cheney picking up a yellow card. He's picked up a few of those this season, if you can believe it, Dean. That might be his 8th or 9th on the season. Fernandez got a whack to the face for his troubles there, but it was a big, commanding centre-half header there. And he gets to milk a few minutes off here.
Yeah, you really want him to just get up, though. Now the trainer comes out, though, and now he's going to have to come off, and that means the referee will be forced to add on more time here.
Number 9, Christian Cheney.
So the referee is not going to forget that the trainer ran out, I don't think. I mean, Fernandez waved him off, but we'll see if he'll make him go over the fourth officials table. He's going to leave it. There you go. All right, but add an extra minute on, I think, to that 4s. I think right now we're at 93, Andrew. I expected this to go to 95 just based on that last sequence there with Fernandez and the yellow card to Cheney. And here they come. Oh. Lou Young gets there first. That's a good ball to Cervania. So Cervania either has to make a perfect pass or head to the corner, Andrew.
It's the latter, Dean. He has to hold the ball there. The last thing you need to do is just give it away cheaply. Good play from Arriaga. Get behind the ball now. Make it difficult.
And Deleuze shoves Cervania onto the bench, and then Cervania pushes him back. And a yellow card for Deleuze. I think that's the right call. I think it needs to end there. I think that's well done because Deleuze with that shove was dangerous, and Cervania was just defending himself. Oh, see, I don't agree with that. But they'll give Cervania a yellow one as well.
I see it here. Arriaga does well. Cervania going in to get the ball.
Valley yellow card in added time to number 13, Francois Dulis.
I mean, he gets pushed down. Like, what are you going to do?
I think it might be the initial. He doesn't need to pick up the ball when it's their ball to begin with, but it's one of those. You're in the fray. I think 9 times out of 10 the referee's going to give out 2 yellows there just to even things up.
You're right.
I'll tell you what, it's probably one of the quietest games from Lou Young I've seen this season, but he's done his job well, quietly, efficiently.
Silent assassin, McLaughlin.
Oh, there he's got to go.
Yeah. Oh, he's just going to blow it. Wow.
Yeah.
He could have easily.
That's a little for Martin Vasquez there. He'd hate to lose Deleuze there.
How about North Carolina FC? How about that young man, 16-year-old Nicholas Rincon, a beautiful goal and an even better assist.
Yeah.
And without question, I think could be the USL League One Player of the Week.
Player of the Week, Team of the Week, Talk of the Town, you name it. There was Christian Cheney who levelled up a goal from Garrett McLaughlin in the first half, but it was Nicholas Rincon who couldn't be stopped today. Goal and an assist, 16-year-old, home debut, and 3 points for North Carolina. Their playoff hopes continue.
I want to thank our crew, of course, Jorge Acuna, the VP of Broadcasting, Kyle Lang, Joe Ferrara, Savannah Revel, Ian Lang, Andrew Taylor, Mark Dry, Brian Ware, my broadcast partner, the talented Andrew Tate, for each and every one of them. And all of you, I'm Dean Linke saying, how about North Carolina FC? They get a 2-1 win over Central Valley Fuego FC.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.